Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. We're here after the France and the Portugal live watch along, and I'm here to share my thoughts and opinions about this game. Let's get it. Let's start with Portugal. Portugal, obviously, I had both games on at the same time, so I couldn't get too much from both games at the same time, but we'll get our thoughts. I thought Portugal, one thing they're improving a lot is controlling the games. Controlling the games matters, especially in the big games, in the big moments. 69%, creating chances despite Hungary's very deep defensive block. So I'm seeing immense improvement from this Portugal team since the Euros. France, for example, we're seeing improvement since the Euros where they were absolutely disgusting, but not as much improvement as from Portugal, who obviously recently won the Nations League against Spain in the final as well. Hungary still created chances. I think that's one question mark for Portugal. Obviously, the manager opted to play this weirdness, basically playing with only one centre-back at Ruben Diaz. Ruben Neves playing was a right back, tucked in. Nuno Mendes tucking in that defensive pivot. Joao Cancelo was pushing up. He was mostly in the offensive areas. And he did that knowing that Hungary are going to park the bus, which is a good tactic, but obviously left them a bit vulnerable in the defensive area, conceding two headers. One where Vitinha had to recover. If another centre-back was there, maybe could have prevented that goal. But overall, it's a good performance from Portugal. Happy seeing Joao Neves finally playing in the midfield. I mean, the Joao Neves right back terrorism stuff for Martinez is disgusting. I even saw him in a press conference saying that, Neves can play as a right back and maybe I will play him there in the future. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Joao Neves is a central player, wins a lot of duels, great with the ball as well in tight spaces. Why wouldn't you want to play him in the midfield? I mean, this is Portugal's double pivot midfield for the future. Happy for all the Parisians. Vitinha, Neves, and Nuno all had a good game. Costa couldn't do that much about the two goals. You can see that Joao Cancelo, impeccable game, and we're going to talk about his goal of the game. Huge from Portugal. They're 2-1 up. They don't do enough after scoring that 2-1. Hungary come back into the game 2-2. But this is where the mentality comes in, and I think that's another huge changer in this Portugal team. We're seeing more mentality. Even in the Nations League versus Germany and Spain, they had to come back multiple times, and that's what they're very great at doing. Cancelo scoring a beautiful goal after winning it back. Going to the attack, Bernardo Silva finally has a good game for Portugal. He usually never performs for the Portuguese national team. He had a good. Ronaldo obviously scoring the penalty for the game. Bruno Fernandes, Neto with decent games. Trincao, Felix, Palhinha, Antonio Silva, and Gonçalo Ramos also came on. But it's a good victory for Portugal, who are now. Let me see the group stage table. Portugal sitting first, 6 goal difference, 6 points at the top of the table. Armenia with 3, Hungary, Ireland with 1 each. So Portugal already 1 foot into the World Cup. And it was an overall good game from Portugal. As I said, they're improving on controlling the games, which is very good. And they were actually good and solid defensively this game, but obviously playing with one less centre-back costed them a bit. And then, I mean, how many times do you concede from crosses like that? But I guess that's the thing that Portugal have to work on the most going to the other games. We'll come back maybe to that game, talk a little bit about France here. Obviously, the less exciting out of the two. They got a penalty early on, scored that. Who got the second? Bradley Barcola. I mean, the pass from Tchouaméni, insane. Barcola, Mbappe gets the assist to Bradley Barcola. Mbappe goes away with a goal and an assist in this game. Issue once again with France is the manager, Didier Deschamps. He still cannot get the best out of this team. Yes, they're improving. Yes, they aren't as bad as they were in the Euros, but this team should still be playing better football. I mean, you're playing with your best defensive back line. Upamecano, Konate, Koundé, Theo. You're playing basically with your best double pivots. Yes, you're missing Ousmane Dembélé, Desiré Doué, and Cherkin up in attack, but Thuram, Olise, Barcola, and Mbappe isn't that bad. And you're playing against Iceland, who are ranked 74th in the world, and you're playing at home at the Parc des Princes in Paris. It should not be this difficult for France. And yes, the red card of Tchouaméni obviously impacted the game. Maybe the game could have ended 3-1 to France if Tchouaméni didn't get that red card. But we still need more from this France national team. I have them as a team to win the World Cup, mostly because of how good they've been at the World Cup. They have that experience, they have that confidence and belief in them. And they're still one of the best teams in the world. But you expect more when you have such a talented, star-studded team like this France national team. Kylian Mbappe very good game with him, and he's looked very good so far this season. His dribbling, his finishing, his playmaking, everything looks better. Thuram, decent game. Olise, decent game. Obviously costed for that goal, but sometimes I guess it happens. Bradley Barcola, happy with him getting a goal from the Paris Saint-Germain perspective, but still expect a little bit better. And Tchouaméni, super red card, and obviously could have potentially lost points. He will probably miss the next international break, which is obviously good news for Real Madrid. But before that red card, and Tchouaméni, I want to talk about him. This start he's had to the season is probably the best Aurélien Tchouaméni we've seen. Like, he's performing really well, both for the French national team and for Real Madrid. The pass that he made for the goal for Barcola, and then the pass that he made in the previous game versus Ukraine for the Mbappe goal, it's beautiful from Aurélien Tchouaméni in that midfield. And I like that Konate Upamecano is back. I know that Saliba is injured, which is the main reason. If not, it would have probably been Upamecano and Saliba. But Upamecano, Konate, I don't know though. Konate looks very, very questionable so far this season. Iceland even scored a goal from his mistake, but luckily it got they said it was a foul on Konate, so I don't know about that. Mignon still in goal. No, I don't know when it's time, but again, it's Didier Deschamps. It's Didier Deschamps. If Chevalier was playing for Lille, maybe he would get more playing time for the French national team. But Deschamps is, yeah. But I think Chevalier, there's still a long time until the World Cup, and Chevalier can get a lot of playing time. I still don't think that Didier Deschamps will do it. Maybe we'll have to wait for Zidane to move on to Chevalier. But yeah, Mignon still question marks about him. Theo. Obviously, Theo is such a good player, but it's just that his form has dropped so much over the past 2 seasons. Playing in Saudi now, a little bit question marks. But I like Kone. I like Kone. Maybe finally France have found a stable double pivot with Warren Zara, Emre, and Kamavinga putting some competition for them. And Iceland, points for them. Fighting until the last minute. Should have gotten a goal. It should have been a 2-2. They should have walked away with a point away from Paris. But I like the confidence in them. And they obviously conceded from a sloppy penalty from Anderson right here, and then from the individual brilliance from Tchouaméni and Mbappe for that goal, which would be a cheat code, which they can also use at Real Madrid. Tchouaméni just spamming a long ball to Kylian Mbappe. It was such a simple and easy goal for France right there. But that's basically it when it comes to this Nations League and these 2 games I watched. I think Portugal are better than France. I tweeted my World Cup power ranking, and I had Portugal first, Spain second, France third, Argentina fourth. I might respect Argentina more and disrespect France more. I don't know, France is more of the vibe. I go with France higher up, but I think Portugal keep their place. Yes, Spain, yes, they looked way better than Portugal, but Hungary looks better than Turkey. But I understand if people want to put Spain. But I think Spain and Portugal look really strong. I think they're the 2 strongest from Europe. Going up against Argentina. We'll also see Spain, Argentina in the Finalissima in around April, May. So we'll see who's the better out of the 2. Norway won 11-0. Haaland scoring 5 goals. Asgard scoring 4 goals. I think Haaland had 7 GA, 5 goals, 2 assists this game, 10 rating. One of the first times I see that on FUBMob. Odegaard had a cheeky game too. England winning 5-0 as well. And if we just go through the table here right quickly, the World Cup qualifiers getting better and better. Slovakia, Germany got to do better. Sweden, I mean, we're absolutely embarrassing. Should have beaten Slovenia and should have beaten Kosovo, but we're embarrassing. So I guess we have to aim for the 2nd spot at the moment. Denmark's it. All right, this looks to be a tight group. Belarus looking complete garbage. Iceland, if they had picked up that point, would have been cheeky. Interesting group right here. Georgia and Turkey to compete for that 2nd spot. Portugal, I said 1 foot already in the Euros. This is a very tough group. Netherlands, Poland, Finland, all fighting for that top and 2nd spot. Bosnia, Austria. Well, that's been it. Hopefully, guys, have enjoyed this quick reaction. There isn't that much to say. It wasn't that much that happened in the 2 games. But Portugal pick up the 3 points. France pick up the 3 points. See you guys soon. That's been it from Boy PSG. Hopefully, guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez Paris.